Welcome to the top 10 changes needed in Pixel Gun 3D for 2024. This video is not here to endorse hate, it's more to give feedback. It's a lot easier for me to do this in video form rather than typing out a text document. Now, if you guys have certain areas or aspects of Pixel Gun 3D that need to change or should be updated, let me know in the comment section below. Today in this video, we're mainly going to be focusing on quality of life features that will just make life so much better for Pixel Gun players. We are starting with the grading system in Pixel Gun 3D. It is incredibly outdated and needs to be updated. Every single weapon that they introduce to the game is either legendary graded or mythical. Now, I think for the exception of possibly one or maybe two weapons over a 12-month period, but it has no value anymore. Now, a long time ago in Pixel Gun 3D, you used to go ahead and introduce rare weapons, epic weapons, and things, common weapons, epic graded there, but you don't do that anymore, and it actually has no value to the player. So I generally think you need to come up with a better system. Back in the day in Pixel Gun 3D, it used to be star related, which actually worked very, very well. So that is a very good starting point in today's video. Now, if you guys have any idea on how they could do the grading system, again, just leave some comments down below. Number 2 on my list, matchmaking. I still think matchmaking in Pixel Gun 3D is a mess. And the reason why is because you can go ahead and join a lobby. If your team is losing, you can just leave. Now, this causes lobbies to be dead. And I'll be honest with you, it's quite frustrating. So my team's winning 19-8, right? If somebody joins now on the other team, they're going to be getting absolutely ripped apart and they're likely going to leave. Now, you can bounce back and forth from as many different lobbies as you like. Now, you've probably seen it yourself if you're playing the game. A lot of people are backing out, rejoining, backing out, rejoining, because nobody wants to necessarily join a lobby that is losing. So there needs to be, number one, either a pre-game lobby, so matchmaking is balanced. So I joined a team here. See, I joined a game and my team's getting absolutely ripped apart. It's not really enjoyable. Now, again, I know in Pixel Gun 3D you can get kills relatively easy. That's not necessarily too much of a problem, but again, you'll see people joining and leaving, and it's just a mess. Back in the day in Pixel Gun 3D, if you left the lobby, you lost trophies, and that was your punishment. So there needs to be some better matchmaking in this game. While we're on the subject of matchmaking, I'm going to try and find myself a game. Let's talk about duels. Duels still needs a lot of focus, Pixel Gun 3D. The whole entire community is crying out for it. 2,500 gems for a super chest is not it. Now, from my understanding, the reason why you guys made this change is because a lot of people were just giving away super chests or they were boosting inside of those lobbies. I totally understand that. That's the reason why they made it super expensive. How about you reduce the prices, but you limit the amount of chests you can gamble per week? Let's say you played Pixel Gun 3D duels and you wanted to gamble a super chest. Maybe per week you can do 2 or maybe even 3 of the super chests. After that, you have to wait another week. As for the winner's chest, maybe you can gamble 5 to 10 a week. As for this, maybe 10 to 20, and so on and so forth. This area of Pixel Gun 3D has been ruined because of prices. You guys haven't even gone to the drawing board. I don't think you guys understand how important duels is. And for us creators, duels is even more important. Some of the highest viewed videos I've ever done is because of duels. It's competitive. You are risking your gems. There's something on the line. Also, go ahead and rotate maps. If you really wanted to make things interesting, maybe do the limited time brawls inside of duels. Get rid of the pulling towards target weapons for a limited time. Increase the jump height, the speed height. There is so many options you could do. But as of right now, you've completely ruined one of the most popular game modes in your game. There is so many alternative things that you can do instead of making prices so high so nobody plays anymore. Next on my list is minigames. Another area of Pixel Gun 3D that's kind of been left to die. Now, you know that a lot of players love to play Block Crash. How have you not brought us a different kind of Block Crash map? I think there's so many different options you could do inside of here. This is obviously very similar to the Colosseum map. There's so many changes you could do. You could Christmasify it for Christmas time, Halloweenify it for Halloween time. You could definitely introduce even more layers. There's so many different options. As for things like red light, it's left to die. Extreme run, you could change this and make it more enjoyable. Same for racing. There's just so many options that you could do. Deadly games, the OG Battle Royale. Why not revive this area of Pixel Gun 3D? Instead of introducing things and letting it die. Let's talk about the Pixel Pass. The Pixel Pass in Pixel Gun 3D has not evolved. I could go to a YouTube video that I created 12 months ago, and I guarantee you I will find the exact same challenges. The challenges are all repetitive. Kill 5 people with your stars. Deathmatch, get this certain amount of score. Get legendary kills. There you go, legendary kills there. Flag capture, spend lottery keys. They are all the exact same. There are so many different combinations that you guys could come up with. They're the same in every single pass. The passes are so repetitive. They have not evolved. Nothing in terms of Pixel Pass has changed. Other than on this occasion, you did introduce a cape, which was a nice touch, I'll be honest with you. And you did go ahead and introduce a couple of cosmetics chests. I mean, not really a fan of the pet chest, but hey ho, at least it's a couple of changes. So try and evolve your Pixel Pass, because it has not changed, and it's boring. Next on my list is something the community has requested for a very long time. A confirmation button. The amount of times I've went ahead and tapped on this by mistake, and I have to purchase it, boy, is that frustrating. I know you guys need money, but if people had gems that they wanted to spend, they would spend them on things that they wanted, rather than tapping on something by mistake. Usually what happens for me is something will pop up, and I'll tap on it by mistake trying to close it down. Or I'll be trying to tap the middle of the screen somewhere, and I'll tap on a pop-up. Just give us a goddamn confirmation button, man. We've been asking for it for a very long time. It's the small quality of life features that are important to us. Next on my list is a gadget rebalance. Now, I don't know what happened in Pixel Gun 3D, but you were focusing on a gadget rebalance probably at the start of 2023. We did see some changes. You did go ahead and introduce new gadgets like the cluster grenade. And you did recently introduce the turtle shell. I like that. That is a really nice touch. You went ahead and redesigned this and turned it into the barrier. But as of right now in Pixel Gun 3D, I can count on my hands the amount of gadgets that are using from the tools section. They're using denied. They are using x-ray. They are using super magnet and this and occasionally this, but again, it's super limited. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe 17 weapons out of, I think it's 24 or maybe 25 now, that are just completely dead. Rework your old gadgets. Same with the throwing section. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 that you're using. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So many of them just get left to die. You do a great job with balancing your weapons. I mean, I'm not saying they're truly balanced, because some of them are a complete mess. Like when you guys introduce things like the cash gun and it's a complete mess. But besides that, you do balance changes, so the meta ends up changing. Like, this is really good right now. Might not be great in a couple of weeks or a couple of months' time. I like that. Different weapons are being used, but it's not the same with gadgets. It's always nuclear grenade. It's always ninja stars. It's always bees. Come on, Pixagon, you're better than that. You're rebalancing weapons, but you're not rebalancing gadgets. I want to bundle a whole bunch of changes here. Eggs, pets. Boy, can you guys please, for the love of God, fix the whole egg system and upgrading pets? Jesus, dude. I have so many eggs, and it's a complete mess. There's absolutely no reason for us to have this many eggs in Pixel Gun 3D. Like, I went ahead and opened all of these in a video, and then I came back like a month later, and I had all of these eggs again. It's quite ridiculous. Now, on the same subject here, I want to talk about cosmetics upgrades. You still haven't made the change here, Pixagon. It's a simple change that you can do. A really easy change that you can do. Things in here are so expensive. Like, I've done this before, but boy, upgrading cars, 430 a pop. Like, it gets to so expensive. Like, let's say we were to upgrade this, and then to try and do it again, it's 650, and then again, 8. Like, boy, what is going on with these prices, man? Like, it's a really simple change. You're telling me you can't go into your game and reduce those prices. Just do it. They do not need to be that ridiculously expensive. So, cosmetics, eggs, confirmation buttons, quality of life content that the Pixel Gun community needs. It's not my area of expertise, but when I speak to the community, they still do not like the clan system that you have in your game. My complaint is the user interface. It is such a mess. It's a cluster of so much going on, and I really hate this. If we back out, like, the main menu, you start updating that UI. You started updating, like, the game UI. Things are a lot smoother and a lot easier, but you've never done anything to your clans. Now, I really can't answer this question, what the community wants. Maybe you guys watching can leave a comment down below and tell the developers what you do not like about clans. I just don't like clans as a whole entire system in Pixel Gun 3D. When I compare it to other clan systems, the likes of Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Pixel Gun 3D is so outdated. We need a new clans update. The UI is a mess. I really don't even know what's going on inside of here. We still only have limited amounts of characters that we can do inside of here. Like, I'm not sure how many it is. It might be about 50 characters. Like, why are you not letting us have, like, look at that. How are you only letting us have this many characters in chat? I've talked about it again. Like, why are those things not being added? I know it might be to do a spam prevention thing. If we're talking about spam prevention, maybe you guys should go ahead and update your banned word filters for names, racist comments. So you cannot tell me that it's because of spam filter when the rest of the game is chaos when it comes to racism and stuff like that, and really horrible names in your game. And I also want to talk about chat one more time when you're inside of a game. So if I was to go into a game, having a conversation with someone in Pixel Gun 3D is the most ridiculous thing ever, because you cannot talk to somebody. So if you're trying to type like, hello, how's you doing? I can't even see what I'm typing, Pixel Gun. Why is your chat not above the chat bar? Like, I can just about, like, type. Do you know what I mean? If I type something wrong, I got to go ahead and retype it again. Like, make typing in your game easy. Why is this a difficult thing to do? Once again, quality of life changes that Pixel Gun 3D needs. We need big clans changes. People just don't like it. A lot of people are just not playing clans anymore because it's just a mess. I don't think casuals have a chance at Pixel Gun 3D versus these clans. And this is no disrespect to the top clans. You guys are incredible. Boy, like, do you deserve to be at the top of the board? Of course you do. But as for casual clans, they really do not stand a chance at all. The balance of clans is a complete mess. One more thing that is available inside of clans is the black market. Now, fun fact, it was introduced in the 17.6.0 update on the 28th of April 2020. That's pushing 4 years, and we've had no changes inside of here. Pixel Gun has a drastic habit of introducing things and then letting it die. It happened with the Battle Royale. It's happening with duels. It's happened with the black market. It's happened with so many areas of their game. Like, black market, man, this could have been really good. You limited it. I don't know how many people use this anymore. Used to be able to get guns inside of here. Used to be able to get gems and coins, and then they got rid of it because people figured out you could get gems inside of there. We don't have the next possible event with the scrolls and the anvil. So, yeah, like, go ahead and update some older parts of your game. Pixel Gun, introduce more veterans chest weapons. These have been around for a very long time. Now, granted, it did take me many years to finally get the Thermal Ultra Scythe. But honestly, I don't care. It feels so much more rewarding that I grinded for this and finally got it. You have so many high-level players in Pixel Gun 3D that do not have a motive to load up this game anymore because they got all the best weapons. Introduce more veterans chest weapons. You did introduce the Progress Road, which was actually pretty decent for brand new players or when you introduced it. But again, it gets left to die, and it's just no longer fun anymore. I mean, it's fun if you're a brand new player, But if you've been playing Pixel Gun 3D for a very long time, what is your motive now? Like, do you have a motive? I would love to know for the high-level players, what is your motive in Pixel Gun 3D? I wanted to focus more on quality of life changes. As for the likes of the crafting section, your bundles, they're ridiculously priced. You've outlined so many times via the likes of pet houses that it increases speed. I think somebody said that they don't actually work anymore. The dragon increases the chance of pet critical damage. Dynamic, let's go to weather. Apparently increases shooting accuracy. These don't mean anything anymore. So they don't mean anything anymore and they don't work. It's kind of false advertisement and it's literally pointless in Pixel Gun 3D. I know 2024 is going to be big for this game. We're getting the port to PC and we're also getting Block City Worlds. But don't forget, quality of life is super important. We don't need all this content every single update. So that's everything I wanted to focus on in today's video. I went back to my what needs to change in 2023 video, and there's still many things in Pixel Gun 3D that have not been updated that we talked about a year ago that really could be changed. Pixel Gun, I know you want to see new content introduced, new weapons and stuff like that, but honestly, I would take a quality of life update to skip one Pixel Pass season because it would just mean so much to the players. If you guys have anything else that needs to change, leave it in the comments section. See you all in 1 year when we come back to this video to see what changed.